to, no, I was still in the Bronx. I moved out of the Bronx in like 1987, 1988 is when I moved out of the Bronx. But because of where I was at, I was over by Soundview, Story Avenue, Lafayette. Big shout out to the LIP right there, where I grew up when I was reared. We were right across from Bronx River. Okay. So we saw hip hop evolve from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I think the arguments with these suckers online, right? They come online and they be like, oh, what do you know? You a hip hop's historian. I'm like, a historian wasn't there. I was there. I was there to help make the history. Mm-hmm. I'm not a historian. I saw it, right? Mm-hmm. So I saw Grandmaster Flash and the First Five when they did flashes on the beatbox in Bronx River. I saw that. I saw the Funky 4+1 More. I saw Africa Bambaataa and the Soul Sonic Force before Planet Rock. You know what I'm saying? I saw Disco King Mario and lesser known groups in the Bronx that, you know, don't get their flowers, like the Disco King Mario, like DJ Kenny Ken, you know, Ecstasy Garage, T Connection. I was at all those joints, so you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was there. So I was in to see Kaz DJ.
What about the Warriors movie?
The Warriors movie, which I saw, was kind of a depiction of what life was like really before hip hop, right? Before hip hop, the Warriors movie would be relevant, right? Because you had different gangs, right? By the time we got involved in it in the late 70s and the 80s, the gangs became the crew, right? I with my crew, with the Magnum Force crew, with the Malachi brothers, with this crew, with that crew, right? So the whole Warriors thing was really about the gangs from the 60s and the early 70s. Okay. The Savage Nomads, the Savage Skulls, the Black Spades, the Seven Crowns out in Queens. Those were the gangs. What hip hop did is hip hop actually unified all the gangs. Now, there was an event that happened, and I think it was 69 or 70, where there was a gang called the Ghetto Brothers out of the Bronx, right? And they were all about peace, you know what I'm saying? They used to play music and stuff out there on Tremont Avenue, and they had Black Benji and Yellow Benji, right? Black Benji got killed, right, by, I believe, one of the Savage Nomads, right, at the time. And that event in the Bronx is what changed the gang culture in the Bronx, because then they had a meeting at Fort Apache in the boxing gym, and all the gangs, you can look this shit up on YouTube because it's there. The actual meeting is on YouTube. Yes. Right? All the gangs came together to put together a peace treaty, right? And Channel 7 News, Eyewitness News was there to actually cover that. You know what I'm saying? And that was the change that started to happen in gang culture in New York City. So in 73, when hip hop started, the gangs would come to the jams. And the jams was like, that was the peace. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna do nothing at the jams. I'm not saying there was no shootouts at the jams and like that. But for the most part, everybody was cool. That was the neutral territory for the gangs. So.
Do you think that they should be able to do something like that in our time now?
Yeah, gangs? You know, see, gang violence now is different than it was when we was kids, right? I remember we had structure in our gang. We had a president, we had a vice president, we had a warlord, right? And when we was going to have the gang fight, you know, and I was in gangs, I was in the Zulu Nation, I was in the Mag Force crew. When we were going to have a gang fight, we meet up before the fight, and the warlords would talk about what we're going to bring to the gang fight and what we were going to do. Guns? Nah, no guns. All right, you're going to bring sticks? Yeah, fuck it, bring some sticks. You're going to bring bats, chains, or we're just going fist. And then we had a time on when we were going to do what we had to do. Henceforth, all this violence that you're seeing right now, that random people that are not part of the gang situation are getting hurt, shot, and killed, we didn't really have that because we simply attacked each other. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So there was honor in that shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was down for that. Yeah. Also, it made it tough to go to the store. Okay. Yeah. So that was kind of the deal. What's up, y'all? Good Baldwin Global Media and the family in the house. Yeah. So that's how things went. That's what it was about. Yeah.
So now take it back to you as a youngster in the Bronx. Like when, I mean, you've been around the hip hop culture. When did you decide to say, this is something that I want to do?
Okay. So up until 1977,
you gotta make it come down.
Right? I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a brain surgeon, actually, right? And then in '77, I saw Jazzy J DJ, and I saw the 2 turntables and the mixer and the speakers and shit. And I was like, you know what? I want to be a DJ.
Nice.
So then I told my mom, I was 10. So I told my mom, I was like, yo, you know, for Christmas, I want 2 turntables and a mixer. And she got that for me for Christmas. And then I became a DJ. And I started DJing in the parks in like 78, 79. I brought my speakers and my sound system. So I was out in the parks with the rest of these guys, with Cold Crush and all these guys. You know, I was younger than them, so obviously not as popular, but I was in the streets doing it. I was already, awesome. I had my crates of records.
Like I can just imagine you being a kid around all these. Now they're legends, but then back then it was just like your neighbors, you know what I'm saying? Your comrades or whatever. But now,
well, back then for me, they were stars.
They were stars to you back
then? Oh no, 100%. Jazzy J was a star. Bam Bottom was. They were the hood stars, though. Hood stars. So you know, I didn't want to approach these dudes because they was Cold Crush was popping. You know, Fantastic Five, Grandma's in Theodore popping. These guys didn't really become my friends until late in life. Okay. And they were just like, yo, I talked to Grandma's in Theodore on the phone. Crazy. I worked for Jazzy J's studio. Crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Bam Bottom, I'm making records with Bam. You know, like I'm mixing their records, you know, because I'm also a recording engineer. Engineer,
and you said you used to DJ for Grandmaster Cass too?
No, I saw him DJ.
Oh, you saw him DJ? Yeah. Okay.
I had my own crew. Okay. I DJed for the Magnum Force crew.
Okay.
And we had the Sure Shot 5 MCs. So
okay.
That's what we did. You know what I'm saying?
All right. And take me back to when you became MC Sticky and you had your single out.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's a whole story.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, let's get involved. All right. So when I got involved in the music industry, how I got involved in the music industry is kind of what you guys are doing back there. I became an engineer. Okay. Right. Yes. I started working in studios at the time. I was about, when I first started, I was about 16. Okay. When I started, and this is like 1980 something, right? Okay. So I ended up in a studio called Shelter Studios with a guy named Steve Missile, right? And he needed a rapper for his band. He had a rock band called the Rhythm Team, right? And he's like, well, here's the deal. If you rap in my band and on my records, you can have free studio time. Because he didn't really want to engineer the records. So I had to teach myself how to engineer in his studio. His studio was like my college. You were
very young then too.
Yeah, I was like 16 when I was doing that. And I learned signal flow and everything, you know what I'm saying? So after that, I inadvertently became a professional recording engineer. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. Listen, motherfucker gave me $100, right, to do this session, and I was like, "You really gonna pay me for this? This is crazy. I get paid to do music."
Which you love. Yeah.
Which I love, right? So I went to work in a studio called Well, first I went to Jazzy J's recording studio, and that's where I got my chops up really, because that's where I worked with Grand Poobah and Brand Nubians and Masters of Ceremony and Fat Joe and you know, everybody at the beginning of their career came to Jazzy J's recording studio. Yes. So Showbiz and AG, I mean, just every Ice Cream Tea. I mean, the deal is this. Back then, if you wasn't downtown, you came to Jazzy J's recording studio. So I DJ Premier, one of his first sessions. I did Premier session, you know what I'm saying, at Jazzy J's recording studio. So that's where I started, like, where my professional career happened. Then I went down to a studio called INS Studios down on Murray Street. And they were bigger than Jazzy J's recording studio. It was a whole other vibe. And I went there. I met a guy named, hold on. Let me just get clear. At INS, I got my first gold record at INS. Okay. And that came from Shaggy. Okay. Because I mixed Shaggy's first record, Old Carolina. Okay. This thing international. Okay. Right? And Shaggy was just Shaggy. You know, he wasn't hot yet. Right. He was just Shaggy. You know? Matter of fact, you said 10 people rapped, did chanted on the same track, and Shaggy was one of 10. Wow. His was the one that took off though. Okay. Right? I never get it. It was like 15 people. Remember you? Yeah, I see
Okay.
Shaggy
Okay.
and Sting International, because you don't really forget who was there for your first hit. You know what I'm saying? After that, it becomes a blur. But I was there for the first hit, and then after that, then Wu-Tang came in. Right now, once again, when they said so this is how it went. You had a studio manager, right? Studio manager's like, yo, we have a client coming in. I'm like, who's the client? It's the Wu-Tang Clan. I said, the who? The Wu-Tang Clan. So we were waiting for a bunch of Chinese dudes to come in. Because nobody knew who the Wu-Tang Clan was. Nobody knew what the Wu-Tang Clan was. You know what I'm saying? If you never heard, you're like, yo, where these little Chinese niggas coming from, right? Little Chinese rapping, right? So it really got a little bit more bizarre, right? Because then when they do come in, they're black dudes called the Wu-Tang Clan, and they all got funny names. You got the Jizza, the RZA, the Old Dirty Bastard, the Method Man, right? Really think about this. Inspector Deck. Because where I'm coming from, people had names like Jazzy J, Grandmaster Flash, Public Enemy, Chuck D. Who is the Jizza, the RZA? Yeah, that's Chuck D. Right? Who the hell and what is the Jizza, the RZA, and the Old Dirty Bastard? Yeah. So I was having a language problem when I was talking to him. Real talk. So I wouldn't, because I didn't know how to really address RZA, because he's the brains behind all the shit. And I would just be like, yeah, man. Yeah, so what do you want me to do? And I was mixing their first record, which was the Method Man record, the METHOD.
That's right. That's my favorite.
So, and once again, we didn't have the slang to just call him meth. So I just like, yo, I didn't call him Method Man. And then the Old Dirty Bastard, I'm like, what do you call you? Do I call you dirty? Do I call you bastard? What do I call you? You know what I'm saying? This is very confusing.
Was he like the Old Dirty Bastard that he?
Not that he became.
Okay.
Because this is early in their career.
So he was real calm.
Yeah, and everybody was in the studio. Everybody was there. They were all there. Inspector Deck.
Wow.
Me and Deck got really close later.
I could just be a fly on the wall.
Yeah, me and Deck got really close later, and I mixed his solo projects. You know what I'm saying? So I remember, right, because the Wu-Tang had a different sound. Their sound was dirty. It was muddy, right? And I was used to doing high fidelity shit. You know what I'm saying? So I remember when RZA put the disc in the S900, which is a sampler, and he played the dong, 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 and I had to track it out on the tape. I turned to him and no, he had to put the tape. He had the reel. And I heard this, I said, and I was trying to EQ it to get some fidelity out of it, and I couldn't get no high end out of it. And I said, yo, bro, I said, did you sample this like at half bandwidth or something? He's like, yeah, saving time. So the way the sampler worked was this. If you did full bandwidth in terms of audio, it would be like 18,000 kilohertz, right? But that ate up a lot of time. If you did it at half bandwidth, it would be a lesser quality audio, but you'd have more time. So he was sampling shit at half bandwidth. Henceforth, it was money, right? So they had already cut the vocal for meth. So I was there really basically to mix the song. And I said, listen, you know what? I said, I didn't say RZA. I said, man, do you think we have dude go back in and do the vocals again? And he's like, yeah. He said, you think so? I said, yeah, have him go back and do the vocals. So Meth goes in the booth and he redoes the vocals there at INS Studios.
Did they ever film that?
No, this is just happening.
Oh my God.
So he cuts the vocal. Now, if you listen to the record and you really listen to the record, the vocal is high fidelity and the music is muddy. And then that became their sound. Their sound became.
Did you get engineer credit for that?
I did.
Nice.
I did. For the Method Man record, I did.
Nice.
So I mixed Method Man's first record.
Nice.
Yeah.
See, that's something probably a lot of people would not have known.
Yeah.
But now they know it on
Media
TV podcast.
It happened right here, y'all.
It happened right here.
So I did, I don't know, after that, then it becomes kind of a blur because it was more or less like a who's who was coming in. Then I met MOP there at INS Studios.
Shout out to MOP.
With my man Lazy Lays,
yes.
Right? And when they came in, I was the one that tracked out How About Some Hardcore, which was their first record. You know what I'm saying? So
nice.
Positive K, I Got a Man. I was there for that record.
Nice.
I tracked the record and I mixed half the album.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So I was there right at the beginning of the 90s. So a lot of the records that you heard in the 90s that was on the radio, I mixed them.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Positive Care, I Got a Man, and then I was doing stuff for Guru when he was doing Jasmine Taz along with Eddie Sacho. I mean, it just became Young Guns over at Rockefeller. Who else? I don't know. I mean, we can just kind of keep going. You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing.
It's more like a who's who.
Right.
But this doesn't explain how we got to Shake What Your Mama Gave You.
Yes, that's that. I mean, I was talking about. I'm like, yo, he has a song that he did. I can't think, but when he get here, I'm gonna have him.
Okay.
Tell y'all. Like,
So
y'all know that song?
Yeah. So
y'all know that song?
You Shake What Your Mama Gave You. Shake What Your Mama Gave You.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Hey, TikTok. Hey, TikTok.
Yeah.
This is the man who made that song, Shake What Your
Shake
Mama
what your
Gave You.
Shake what your mama gave you. I want to see what you TikTok motherfuckers TikTok to that shit. All right, that's why I did it. All right, come on, give me my props.
That's right, get his man his props.
Word up, shake what your mama gave you.
I need y'all to make a TikTok to Shake What Your Mama Gave You.
Word up, I want to see the man.
This is the man right here. Okay.
So what happened with that was Frankie Cutlass was the actual producer on the record. And he came to the studio and he was trying to take a sample of it, of Shake What Your Mama Gave You, from another record, but it didn't fit. And I always just kind of say Shake What Your Mama Gave You around the studio. So it's like, yo, Rock, go in the booth. And I was engineering the record.
Okay.
He's like, go in the booth and say Shake What Your Mama Gave You. And I went in and I said, Shake What Your Mama Gave You. And then we sampled it and we put it on the record, right? It's really how it happened, right? So now we get a record deal, because at the time we didn't have a record deal, right? Now, I had a record deal with Sleeping Bag Records, which was Will Sokoloff. Me, my brother, and his friend Raheem. So it was DJ Storm, my brother, and his boy Raheem. Raw Nice, we had a record deal on Sleeping Bag Records under a group called Out of Order.
Okay.
And we signed a contract. When I did the Shake What Your Mama Gave You record, I was already under contract with another label. So when Frankie got the deal at Fat Wax, and they were like, we're going to give you $2,500 for the record, and they gave me $2,500, I was like, yeah, fuck it, cool. Because I didn't think anything was going to happen with the record. Because I already had my shit popping with my brother, right? Flex is playing the record, we're having a good time. I'm like, I just want to be clear. I hated Shake What Your Mama Gave Me. I thought it was the stupidest shit ever. I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was the dumbest fucking record in the history of records, because that's all it says. It don't say nothing else.
Right.
And I actually am capable of rapping and lyrics, and I have a thought about things. So I have this dumbass record that just repeats the same shit over and over again, right? Now, the record's not a hit yet. So I'm taking the $2,500 and I'm gonna have me a Merry Christmas, because it was like November. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna fuck about that, man. Like, whatever, right? So 6 months later, my friend Frankie calls me on the phone and he goes, yo, Rob, you got a hit record, right? Wow. And I said, what record is that? I said, I know, Flex is playing, the Out of Order record, Dream State, da. He's like, nah, that's Shit What Your Mama Gave You shit. And I said, get the fuck out of here. Stop fucking playing. You bought it, right? So I went on a boat ride and S.S. was DJing. And I just went to go hang out. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, he plays, we gonna do a song, do your style, Shake What Your Mama Gave You, and the whole fucking boat explodes. Everyone goes crazy. I said, oh shit, I got a hit record, right? So now I gotta create a group, because there is no Sticky and the Hoods. We made that shit up because I had a contract on another label and I couldn't use my name Rock Logic.
Okay, got you.
So we made up Sticky and the Hoods. There was no Sticky and there was no fucking Hoods. There was nobody. It was just me. And Frankie produced the record. So I told my brother, I said, we're going to transfer over. I said, you're going to be my DJ. I'm going to be MC Sticky and the Hoods. Wow. And Frank, you're going to be, my hype man, right? So the hype man has a hype man, right? So we're going to put this thing together. And then we started doing shows as Sticky and the Hoods, right? That's how we did it.
Right.
So, but we had a couple of problems. One, the record only said Shake What Your Mama Gave You, right? So now I'm doing shows, they give me like $5,000, and I'm just saying the same thing over and over and over for 5 minutes, and I have nothing else. So we had to develop a show. So about a year or so later, we did a couple of shows, but we still wasn't hot yet. The record was hotter than we were. right? So my man Roland Russell, who used to work at MCA Records, I was engineering his stuff at the studio. And he's like, yo, I want to be your manager, your record's hot. So that's not cool. So he came up with the idea of me adding strippers to the show.
Wow.
Yeah, we had the big booty bitches, baby. You know what I'm saying? So we add the stripper element to the show. We go to a strip club, and one girl's name, her name was Spice, and she had a boyfriend, Troy the Barbarian. The one stipulation I had, I said I want a male stripper and a female stripper. Because I wanted something for the ladies, something for the guys. So me, Troy the Barbarian, and Spice, who was Troy's girlfriend, and my brother who was a DJ, and Frank, and Roland Russell, we started doing shows under that, right? Now, when you are looking for talent in the house of ill repute, a strip club, you'll be abused and amazed by the things that will happen to you. So how I met Spice was she was auditioning, right? So she's doing the strip thing and I'm chilling. And I wasn't really a big strip club guy, and I'm still not to this day. And she said, come in, right? And she had her legs open on the bar, and she said, come a little closer, right? And then she poured some stuff in her vagina, right? And I'm there fucking gullible as a motherfucker. And I said, what? And she shot that shit all over my face. Blow! And I said, oh, man. I said, you got the job. She hit me in my fucking face with the juice, baby. Right? And I was all in my braids, man. I was like, fuck.
Not the braids.
Oh, man, the whole thing. I had this one braid that stood up on the top of my head, and she hit me with that shit. So I was like, okay. After I composed myself, it's okay, you got to go. So her and Troy were the first strippers that we actually had.
Wow.
Then after that, we had some interesting shit along the way. We had MC Shan's girlfriend was one of our strippers too. Her name was Diamond. That was pretty bugged out because she lived with Shan. 20th Zulu Nation anniversary. She was one of the girls that was on stage. And they used to pull out their titties and everything.
Wow.
No, it was bugged out. Show the pussy. You know what I'm saying? My shit raunchy. No, my shit was raunchy. But it wasn't as raunchy as Luke.
Okay.
I learned.
It wasn't on a Luke level.
No. See, when Luke came to New York in '96, me and him did the tunnel. That was Jessica, I forgot her last name, the promoter who used to promote the tunnel. That was her idea. So she's like, we're gonna have a wild sex night, you know what I'm saying? So I come out there and all I got is like my two strippers, right? I got like two strippers and the one guy, and I'm out there, right? And I'm doing my shit. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking fuck this Luke nigga up, right? I wasn't prepared. Because when this nigga got on stage,
Luke was
right. See, I was about the record. This nigga was about the fucking, right? He's like, who wanna fuck on stage right now? Who wanna fuck on stage right now? He was like, ah! They was fucking on stage, sucking pussy on stage.
Wow.
I was totally erased from
Oh my God,
1996.
God, I didn't know it was gonna be this vulgar tonight.
Oh, sorry. Shit. I ain't even lying. Yo, this shit was crazy. I was totally erased from New Year's Eve 1996 once Luke got up there. And his shit was a full-blown circus. I mean, he had it going and they were doing the blowjobs. I don't even think the nigga did do the round.
Wow.
I don't even think the nigga
I
did
want to
do the
know if
round.
there's footage of those wild.
There gotta be somewhere.
Oh
I don't think the nigga did do the round. I bullshit you not. And I just remember that my mouth was open at the crazy shit I saw. But I said, if you're going to be the Luke of New York, you got to be like this guy. So then my shows got ramped up. And I started doing lap dances and all kinds of shit. I remember one time, I think the highlight was we were at Club Esso's, and this guy, he was sitting in front of the stage, and he was in a wheelchair.
Oh, my God.
Right? And I was like, who want to lap dance? And my man was like, ah! I said, get him on the stage! They picked his ass up in the wheelchair, right? And they put him on the stage, right? And I said, girls, get his ass, right? And I'm playing a record. And then what one of the girls did, I think it was Fantasia, because by that time it was me, Fantasia, Latin, and Rocky. She jumped up on the wheelchair and she poured the champagne down her body. and she's over his face, down her breast, down her stomach, past her vagina, and straight into homeboy's mouth. And he was like, ah! I was like, oh shit!
That was the best night of his life.
This nigga loves me. Okay. If he saw me right now, he'd get up and walk and get the wheelchair. I'm tired. That shit was crazy to the motherfucker. I was like, oh shit! Right? So we used to do this kind of like all the time. That's what we did stuff like that.
So when did you stop doing stuff like that?
I stopped doing it in 99. 99, what happened was we had a really good run, and by this time I had more than one record. Mm-hmm. So what people don't realize, they think I only made Shake What Your Mama Gave You. That's not true. Mm-hmm. I made Shake What Your Mama Gave You. I made Niggas in the Back, Where You At, Say What. Bitches in the Front, Where You At, Say What. I made We Gonna Bounce One Time to the Beat. Come on, We Gonna Bounce One Time to the Beat. I made all those records. That wasn't Scoop, that was me. I made those records. That's my voice. Those are my records. That's fine. Right? So now by the time 99 comes, I got like 3 hit records. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of on fire right now. But I never got souped up. I was always easy. So what happened was Rocky, who was one of the dancers, we got into an altercation at a club called Pure out in Jersey. Mm-hmm. She didn't want to strip anymore, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And sometimes, now I gotta just say, I ran through about 21 girls that were strippers, you know what I'm saying, that worked for me. Mm-hmm. And anytime anybody wanted to get out of the business, I welcomed them. I'm like, yo, so what do you want to do? I mean, you want to go to school? You want to do whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I was always trying to elevate, right? And Rocky came to a point, you know, and she was always like the main girl. You know, you got a bottom bitch, you know what I'm saying? That's what the term say, right? But then she'd be the bottom bitch. She was the foundation of everything we were doing. And she didn't want to do it anymore, you know what I'm saying? So we were doing a show and she didn't want to get naked on stage, you know what I'm saying? And I was a little agitated about it, but I was like, whatever. And we went into the dressing room and I was like, yo, you know, if you don't want to do this no more, all you have to say is, yo, Rock, I don't want to do it no more. And then we got into an altercation, you know, the short side of the story. Mm-hmm. And that was the last time I did a Sticky in the Hood show with strippers. That was it. Matter of fact, I didn't do any shows, Sticky in the Hoods, until 2010. I just stopped. I didn't want to do it anymore. I was done with the strippers. I was done with that life, you know what I'm saying? Because in that, okay, you meet all kinds of unsavory characters. So there's one guy, and big shout out to my homegirl, oh my God, Moet. And she had a boyfriend, he was a pimp. And I went to a locked door, and then they got down with me. So I had him and they set. Then I had Dick and the Booty Lickers out of Brooklyn. And I had him, and I had Day set. You know what I'm saying? So I had stripper crews. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk about gangs? Okay. I had stripper gangs. Right? And each one was the leader of their own shit. You know what I'm saying? So if I wanted something to happen, yo, Digger, I need 4 girls. All right, Rock, no problem. He sent the girls over. Or, you know what I'm saying? I forgot Moet's guy, but he passed away. He was mad cool, too. So I had a lot of girls that stripped, you know what I'm saying? And other crews, I would basically rent them, you know. And when Rocky didn't want to do it no more, and I got tired of that life, then I stopped. Because you got to understand something. If you're in the stripper life, and this ain't no bullshit, you're going to move into prostitution. You can't even help it. You can't even help it because it's very casual. Here's how it happens. Someone calls me up. Yo, Rock, yeah, I know you got girls, man. I got a bachelor party. Yeah, nigga, I got 10 girls. Don't worry about it. I'm going to send them over. Cool. Right, you got to pay this. And that's just that casual. Right? Now, you're not thinking you're a pimp. You just think I'm hooking up my man. But then your man, another man. Yo, my man, you got to have a bachelor party. Yo, Rock, you got some girls? Yeah, know about it. Some of the girls, man. Make you pay me some money, man. Give me some paper. You know what I'm saying? Ladies, give me some money, whatever. But I don't give a fuck because I'm an artist. Right? Right. Then it becomes, hey, my man's like, got a good idea. Let's start doing locked doors. Now, if you don't know what a locked door is when everybody pays to get into a venue that you have, whatever the venue may be. Just like, even if you had this space, right? Let's say this was a bigger space and going through a locked door. That means that there's going to be a bunch of strippers in this room, a bunch of niggas going to pay to get in, and everybody going to fuck after 12 o'clock. Wow. You provide the liquor, you provide the food, and everyone gets nice, and they talk to each other, and everybody chilling, and then 12 o'clock come, and then now it's time to get the freak on. And then you pay whatever money you're going to pay to the girls or whatever. So we were doing this for a while. Once again, I'm not understanding that I'm a pimp. Wow. Because I didn't start out like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not thinking I'm a fucking pimp. Right. So now, and I'm leaving the locked door, you know, with like 10, 15 grand in the bag. You know what I'm saying? And I'm making my little money going home, right? Mind you, I still ain't buy a car yet. So I'm on the train with like 15 grand. Wow. I'm in a cab with like 15 grand. I'm rolling like that. So me and my man, right? So we doing it, and we do locked doors. So I never forget it. We was down there on Murray Street. Matter of fact, we were using another floor. So INS Studios was on 6, and the 5th floor became vacant, and we had access to it. So we were doing the locked door on the 5th floor, right? So now that's down the block from a club called Flashdance, and that's the Mafia.
Wow. Oh, shit, Mafia territory.
Damn. Don't get it twisted. The Mafia runs the pimp and the stripper business. So here comes Johnny Salami, right? He comes down the fucking street, and you know, and Tommy Pizzuto, right? They come down the fucking street, and they goombas, you know what I'm saying? Because they roll up on a nigga, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, yo, what's up? Now I was, you know, listen, I was G'd up, you know what I'm saying? And my father was mobbed up. You know, John Gotti used to go to my dad's house for dinner, you know what I'm saying? So I knew mob niggas. So I knew what I was looking at. Right? My dad's history is a whole other vibe, but understand, John Gotti, I met John Gotti when he was not famous. Matter of fact, when he first got out of jail, he used to eat at my father's house. Different story. So I was already mobbed up. So Johnny Goomba and shit, this nigga's come. And they're like, so what's going on here? I said, you know, we just, you know, you're fucking up our business down the street. And I was like, well, you know, I mean, my thing is different. When you girls, they just kind of dance. He says, yeah, but because you're so raunchy, people are coming down because they want to fuck. So they said, we want in. Yeah, they didn't try to shut me down. They was like, we want a percentage. And I was like, a percentage of what? They said, we want a percentage of your money. And I said, you know what? I'm out of the strip business. I fucking quit. This shit is never happening again. Right. I ain't even getting involved with you niggas. Right? So I had to make a phone call, you know what I'm saying, to the Italians in the Bronx to call Goomba and them down here, who was down with the niggas from Staten Island and Brooklyn, to be like, that's Charlie's son, leave him alone. He ain't gonna do it no more. And then that's how I got out of that. Wow. And then I stopped doing it. Wow. You know what I'm saying? That's how I stopped doing it.
I'm gonna stop doing it too.
Nigga, come on, man.
Listen, that's just like with this Illuminati stuff. If anybody approaches me about that, I'm out of here. Okay? Right. It's no more Code 31 Media. We're done.
We're done.
We're done. We're done.
You know,
we're not doing any sacrifices and none of that.
No.
We're not laying on our backs.
Right.
Stuff. I'm out of here.
Yeah,
so y'all better enjoy this.
Right.
As soon as somebody approaches me, it's over.
Before they show up.
Yes, it's over. I don't want
to. We're going to take you to the next level.
You know, no next level. This is it for me. I don't want to go to the next level.
That's how it's done.
Yeah, you know you're not going to Kanye me.
Yeah, you know what the fuck that level is. You know what I'm saying? A level, you know, that's a real
I love my mom and dad. You hear me? Love me.
Yeah.
My damn ride. Hold on, y'all.
So that's kind of the deal. So that's really, you know, where how the whole Sticky the Hood thing came and evolved and, you know, became what it was. You know what I'm saying? And we just did it. And then after that, I got to tell you about when I went pro.
I'll be ready at 8:15.
Because that was crazy.
All right. Sorry about that, y'all.
It's all right. Yeah. You have any questions?
All right.
Oh, there you go. That's right.
No, I want to know, because now that we're in the 50th year hip hop, like, what love have you received this year?
Okay. I got to tell you, I didn't expect to really receive any love, truthfully. But I got to give a big shout out to my man, DJ Chuck Chill Out.
Right? Shout out to Chuck Chill Out.
Yeah.
Cut that check!
Cut that check, right? You're nervous. Chuck crazy in the motherfucker.
That's my guy. Cut that check.
So me and Chuck got together in the 2000s. And I used to host a shadow with Chuck.
Nice.
That's what I used to do. So I became Chuck's MC. So what happened was we got together again recently for the 50th anniversary of hip hop. So I was able to actually do like a lot of stuff.
Nice.
So we did the Grandmaster Flash thing together.
Nice.
Ended up on the news.
Nice.
We did Tools of War with Kaz.
Nice.
We were supposed to do Yankee Stadium, but we ended up not. We were there. We were backstage. We had our passes, but we got cut from the bill. So we didn't do Yankee Stadium.
I was trying to get into that. Like, it was a lot of stuff I wanted to do this year.
Mm.
And what people don't understand is I got a whole magazine. So if they would have let me cover these events, I would have did the whole event
the whole thing,
in the magazine. Nobody's doing that.
No.
But they don't want to hear me. They never want to hear you until you do something with somebody else. Right. Oh, yo, Cole, let's do I came to you first. Mm. So
you know what you gotta do with that, right? Because I live that lifestyle, really, right? A lot of things happen to me in my life where people, once I do it, then they come back, right? But in that, you gotta have grace. Mm-hmm. It's God's grace, right? Mm-hmm. Where you can look at them and go, okay, is that yours? Okay, I got you. Don't worry about it. It's cool. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes a lot for them to come to you after they dissed you, to acknowledge you, and then they want your help. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
So how do you handle that? How do you handle somebody that made you promises or made you believe that they were going to help you, or you was working with them and they double crossed you?
I look at it as I just feel like, you know what? At the time of the double cross, I might be mad at you, right? And I'll be like, yo, I ain't gonna fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? But that's not how I operate. I'm like, at the time of the double cross, I'm mad at you. But once you understand the nature of that being, you already know what you're dealing with, right? Mm-hmm. So when they come back, at least I know what you are. Mm-hmm. And I got no problem being like, all right, come on, nigga, do this. Mm-hmm. Or I have no problem going, you know what? We're going to be cool. You my man, but we ain't going to do no business. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I ain't never angry at nobody, because what you have to understand is when you walk down the path of you going, I ain't going to fuck with that nigga. Mm-hmm. I ain't going to fuck with that nigga. Mm-hmm. I ain't going to fuck with that nigga. You're really blocking your blessings. Because you don't know. That nigga that you don't fuck with today might bring you your blessing tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And I can tell you right now, there's many niggas that I didn't fuck with that put money in my pocket. You understand? Yeah. When they came back, yo, Rock, I got this thing going on. Yo, what's happening, baby? What's going on? Nah, nigga, come on, let's go get a drink. And they be like, yo, blah, 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 blah. And then next thing I know, I got $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 in my pocket from the same nigga that I would have said, I ain't gonna fuck with that nigga.
Yeah, I guess that's the growth. I'm not there yet.
Well, you have to go into it, right?
Yeah.
Because, you know, and not to really get religious, but it's the promise of God, right? You can fuck up, you can go and do all kinds of foul shit, and God and Jesus are right here like this. Just come on back, baby. Mm-hmm. Just come on back. Mm-hmm. Listen, I'm gonna say this. Now, maybe I shouldn't say this because it's too heavy for niggas, but I'm gonna say it. The architect of the Holocaust, God even forgave his ass. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He forgives as long as you accept him, right? So why wouldn't I be like that? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't never mad at nobody, right? People think that miracles, God does miracles. God doesn't do miracles. He don't do miracles. The miracles come through the actions of man. He puts people in your space to deliver the miracle. So if I start blocking niggas, I'm blocking miracles. I'm blocking blessings. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't never mad at nobody.
Ooh, I gotta work on that. Hey, TikTok, y'all know. I gotta work on that because there's a few of y'all that try to destroy a sister on here, and I don't have it. My friend tries to teach me agape love, but it's like, how can I show agape love to somebody that blatantly try to destroy me?
It's easy. You just smile and go, word.
That's a fact. Wait, never lie. That's a fact.
That's all you need, baby.
Word.
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 I ain't never mad at a nigga that try to destroy me.
Word.
Word. You know what I'm saying? That's right. Because I understand where you are now. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't mad. Yeah. I just smile and go, word. You know what I'm saying? That's all I do. Right? And if one day he comes with something that maybe it might work, I'm like, come on, let's go. I ain't mad at you. I know to watch out for you because I know how you are. But that's all good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If Jesus ain't gonna turn me away, how I'm gonna turn you away?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How I'm gonna turn you away?
I ain't there yet, y'all. I'm working on it, but I ain't.
Listen, the day it happens, you'll understand me.
I'm understanding you now, but it's very hard when you have people like
because you're emotional.
No.
About it.
No, check it out. I have received hate email.
Of course.
I have had people tell me that I need to be unalive. My parents need to be unalive. Word. They wish they could take my place. Yes. What I'm doing. Yeah. I love that shit. A workers' comp situation I've been dealing with for 27 years. Yeah. They try to discredit me and say I've committed this and that, and nothing you can find on me. Right. Yet you're still trying to hurt me.
That's right.
And all of this is happening all at once.
That's right.
But you telling me that I'm supposed to just word.
That's it. That's all it is. That's so real. That's all I hate. I love it. I'm like, give me all your hate. You know why? Because that can give me more fuel. If you ain't hating on me, that means I ain't hot. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm about to do it.
I ain't hot. You ain't hating on me.
Look, I'm gonna do a t-shirt like that, like this.
Word. If you ain't hating on the kid, that means I ain't hot.
Come on and testify.
I absorb all that, right? But the one thing that I know is that, you know, and I'm not a religious man, right? But I believe I'm very spiritual, and I believe in passages in the Bible and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I believe in God and all that stuff. But the one thing I know is that the energy you put out, what you put out is what you get back, right? So here's what your issue is. You fucking with these niggas that's hating on you, then you're hating too. And you ain't letting it go. You gotta let it go. You gotta give it to Jesus, baby. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to say, you gotta be on some real life, you know, word? Let it go. Because you'll be a happier person. That's why I go.
I'm gonna do that. Every time I get on social media and y'all wanna try to hate on me, I'm gonna be like,
I swear to God, that's all I say.
Yeah.
I don't say nothing
every
else.
video now, y'all in trouble on TikTok. Oh, I'm going in. You don't like me because of my magazine. You don't like me for my podcast. You don't like me for being cold.
That's all you gotta do. Because when I say word, I'm giving it to God. I'm like, whatever. Y'all just keep on giving me that energy, y'all.
Come on, y'all.
You know what I'm saying? I let it go.
Y'all getting a lesson on here, y'all. Shout out to everybody that's on my TikTok live. Shout out to everybody that's on my YouTube, S.STREET Media. Y'all getting a history lesson tonight with Rock Logic / Sticker, y'all. Word. So, and how do you handle some of these legends, like we was talking earlier, that they haven't been in the spotlight, and now they in the spotlight again, and they showing their complete butt.
Oh, it's the souped up niggas.
The souped up niggas.
Yeah, I know souped up niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How do you handle that?
You know, they have a saying, right? You know, Muhammad got to come to the mountain, right? And Muhammad's the prophet, but the mountain don't move, right? You the mountain, they Muhammad. Just chill, and they coming, because in the minute they ain't gonna be hot no more, and then they gonna be knocking on your door, and just smile and go, why? And then invite them in. I'm gonna do your interview.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Come on in. I ain't mad at you, brother.
I'm not even.
You know what I'm saying? That's where you at.
Y'all ain't want to invite me to all these 50th anniversary hip hop events when y'all could have been featured in the whole magazine of Code 31 Media magazine. Guess what, y'all?
That's all you need. That's it.
You be back. You be back.
I promise you that. And then you be like, all right, you want the cover? You want what you want?
You want the cover is fine, honey.
Listen, it's up to you how you want to handle it. You know what I'm saying?
You could have been on there for free, but now it's fine, honey.
Handle it how you want to handle it. But just understand, you know, hey, you want to come? I got you. You know what I'm saying? Let's do something. Let's make something work. You understand what I'm saying?
Yesterday's price is not today's
today's
price.
price.
With
It's
cold
not
31.
Word. Who's
Word.
that? Okay, we'll get that.
What time you got?
No. Someone's calling. I got one of them stupid Apple Watches.
Ah,
So somebody called.
well, what's your time check? What do you have?
I'm at the 7:45.
Okay, we good.
No, I'm chilling.
We good.
So that
So what do we have coming up next?
Well, this weekend I'll be at Delaware State University with Chuck Chill out doing the homecoming on Friday.
Nice. Tell Chuck I said what's up when I'm coming. You know what I'm saying, to cover y'all events so I can put y'all in the magazine.
Yeah,
You
I
need to stop playing.
mean, y'all should come. I mean, you should come to Delaware State. They already sold 400 tickets, so it ain't gonna be empty. You know what I'm saying? And then you get to see the excitement. But you've seen me perform before, right? Have you seen me?
I seen you with KRS-One in the Bronx.
Oh yeah, with Chuck, right?
Yeah, with Chuck.
Yeah, I'm a character.
Do you have any New York events? Because you know I'm a caregiver to my parents.
He's got some stuff coming up, and when we do, I'll let you know.
Yeah, just connect me to that, and I'll come cover it, and then I'll put y'all in the magazine. It's that easy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
but these people don't listen. They don't pay attention until you do it with somebody else.
You know what it is? And I got to tell you about, Black people.
Mm-hmm.
We don't lift each other up.
Nope, we don't.
We don't take care of each other.
Mm-hmm.
We don't elevate each other.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Preach to the congregation, please.
We don't go to our restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
We don't patronize our businesses, right? And we don't take care of each other,
Mm-hmm.
right? We'd rather if you was Rebecca Weinstein
Mm-hmm.
and you were sitting in the same room, these niggas be running in and out of here
Mm-hmm.
and doing your magazine, but
Mhm.
because it's you,
Mm-hmm.
and we do that to each other,
Mm-hmm.
which I find is terrible,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because if I was to put it on the level, and I'm gonna put it on the line for real, that's why we are at the bottom of society.
Mm-hmm.
Because we can't unify, come together, get past our petty shit and our stupid shit, and do what we got to do. And I'm gonna say it, other races like the Jews,
Mm-hmm.
right? So all you got to do is do graffiti on a synagogue, and these motherfuckers on TV, anti-Semitic,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
We get shot, stabbed, killed, and all we got is Black Lives Matter,
Mm-hmm.
right?
And also with them, they can't stand each other, but you never know that.
That is correct.
Bad.
You understand what I'm saying?
Us,
Let me
we
talk.
want to fight.
What?
Tell
I
each
can't
other
stand
on
you. You
TikTok.
can't stand me. I ain't fucking with you. You know what I'm saying?
All on social media. I can't stand you.
Right.
And that's why we can't get to the back.
You kick the facts. Because you know what? Me and my DJ, big shout out to my man DJ R1, right? Because we got together in like 2010 on. And we used to perform all over Europe. Now, he was a little younger than I was, right? So at first, we gelled because he was cool. But then at one point, because he was a womanizer, he was like a pussy hound. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He would go out after the shows and he spoke French. He like, look, you don't want to go get no pussy. And I'm like, I don't want no pussy. I'm fucking 45 and I'm tired. I want to go to the hotel. So I would do that. So eventually, we kind of fell out of favor with each other.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't like each other.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So here's how bad it got. I would fly on one flight, he'd fly on another flight, and we'd meet in each country. Right? And then I come to his room before the show, talk to him, go back to my room, and then I go do what I got to do. Then we would meet up at the show. And I can tell you something. We didn't talk before the show, really. We didn't talk after the show. But when we did the show, we looked like we was the best of friends. I went up on the stage, I hugged him, and he goes, DJ
Mm-hmm.
and you wouldn't think there was anything wrong with us.
Mm-hmm.
And we just didn't gel. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
So we stayed in separate hotels, not hotel rooms. We flew separate flights, but we was getting $5,000 a night.
See?
I ain't gonna fuck up the money up for
That's
your
right.
personality.
That's
Fuck
right.
your personality.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We gonna get this bag.
Yeah.
I'm coming home with $25,000, $30,000 in a month,
Mm-hmm.
and because I got feelings,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be like, fuck that shit.
Mm-hmm.
What am I, goofy?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't got like me. I ain't got like you. I'll meet you in the next country.
Right.
Right? And we don't have that mechanism because Black people are emotional.
Mm-hmm.
We get into it. We're emotional. Here's what I'm going to tell you, Black people. Feelings are not facts. Feelings are not facts. You understand what I'm saying? That's the truth, right? Because just simple. This is a table. It's made of wood. I knock on it. That's a fact. somebody comes busting through that door, right? Each one of us is going to feel a different way because feelings ain't facts. Somebody bust through the door, you might be like, yo, that's my man. He might bust through the door, I'll be like, yo, what the fuck, right?
Right.
We got two different feelings.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So feelings ain't facts, right? Emotions aren't real. I'm not saying love's not real. I'm not saying hate's not real. But you can control that shit for the greater cause. Right. You know what I'm saying? If I don't like you, I don't give a fuck. But we're making some bread. I can elevate your business. You can elevate my business. We can do business together. That's how everybody else does it. Like you said, you think they all get along?
Nope.
You wouldn't know.
Not at all, but you wouldn't know it.
Italians, you think they all get along?
Nope.
Hell, they kill each other. It's in the mob movies.
Right.
They was cool one minute, next thing you know, they beat your ass up in the back and they got you in the ditch. You can casino the fuck up.
Kissing you in the mouth.
Good fella. Come on,
listen, my mother had me watching Godfather. So.
Right, come on now. And they always sent your friends. So I'm only saying that, we got to come together as Black people.
We got to come together, y'all. And
I know I can't do this on this podcast in one sitting. It's a culture that has to be changed and a mentality that has to be changed, that you're fighting 400 years of history because people don't realize that Black people, we are chronically sick. We are mentally ill. But we're mentally ill because of what happened from slavery. A lot of shit that we do today. Like, if I see what you got on and I'm like, oh man, I'm with something better than that.
And speaking of what I got on, shout out to Be Original, sponsoring my shoulder. This is her Nothing But God shirt. Shout out.
Out of slavery, put on our church clothes. Everybody wants to look better than everybody else.
Yes.
We're the only culture that does that.
Right.
We're the only culture that are consumers.
Yes.
We're consumers. We buy everything. That's why they come into our neighborhood and sell us shit. You know what I'm saying? How the fuck can you come to my neighborhood and you Chinese making soul food? That's crazy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
We probably gonna have to bring you back for a part 2.
Yeah.
But I want you to tell them where they can reach you on social media.
Okay. Yeah, I talk a lot.
No, but this was a great show and you really educated me on a lot of things. Yeah. So I appreciate that.
On Instagram, it's MC Sticky, and that's MCSTIKE. Don't put the C. Okay. On Facebook, it's MC Sticky. Okay. Right? And that's where you can find me on my social media. It's kind of
your podcast, real quick.
You talking about Boardwalk Global Media on YouTube. Right now, we're in a little bit of a hiatus because we're looking for a new spot. Okay. But if you want to see back shows, I got a whole company. So it's the Real Discussion with Rock Logic, Gary Fax, Rocky D, Robin. Then I had Maria Davis, Can't Be Silenced podcast. She's on the network. Al Pizarro, Hip Hop Boulevard. He's on the network. All these shows are up. Prospectively Yours with my man Jeff on the network. Mi Gente Mi People with Claudia Perez. Big shout out to Claudia Perez. We were able to help her get elected to office. Nice. So she is district leader of Harlem, of East Harlem, all the way down to Canal Street.
All right. So guys, I appreciate Rock Logic being here, aka MC Sticky. Word. Shout out to the young man he brought here.
That's DJ Chinks. DJ Chinks. Chinks is my DJ actually.
That's his DJ.
Chuck, I DJ with when we're doing like Chuck stuff. But when I do the actual Sticky in the Hood shows, DJ Chinks is the one that does.
So we will have them both back on the show. I want to thank everybody that tuned in on TikTok, on YouTube, on where you have them on Facebook, Instagram, with everybody worldwide who tuned in tonight. And I want to thank my producers of the show tonight. Tell your names real quick.
Yo, it's your boy Jiggy, Rice Beans and Vinegar.
It's their first show doing Code 31 Media TV podcast. I appreciate them. Shout out to Mathematics. You know what I'm saying? Yes, without him, there's no us. S.STREET Media. It's Coach D and it's Code 31. Y'all tune in next week. Code 31 Media TV podcast. We are out. It's Code 31.
Word.
Take a picture and then we are done. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you. Thank you, Miss Barbara. Thank you.
That's your phone?
Everybody that was on here.